busy in the club, sitting pretty, about to spit some dope bars about the real nitty-gritty religious scene that's taken over the globe. So get your paper and pencil, listen close and take notes. It starts with the prophet who's seen the light. It takes a numinous experience to get it right. The prophet speaks the word of God straight through the mic. Now he's a regular star, call it the Passion of Christ. But inevitably the message from a new being gets twisted like 7-gram rocks with Charlie Sheen. Man, I'm chasing the green, call me Kermit the Frog. Screw the Muppets, man, Jesus was the son of God. Even though it gives hope, religion causes problems. Challenge beliefs, end up in a coffin. Wars being waged, ain't no signs of stopping. Microphones about to get blown, cause I'm dropping the 6 dimensions of religion like a bomb. Experiential dimension is when you first see God. Then the people around you start acting odd. Next thing you know, you're the man on top, because they think you're a deity come to save them from hell. That's the mythical dimension in a nutshell. Next comes a dimension rather ritualistic, like a honey-baked ham on the eve of Christmas. Then the doctrinal dimension starts to box in all the messages from God to make it proper, like GM biscuits. I gotta take a minute to catch my breath, cause I'm about to dive head first into the ethical dimension where the rules on how to pray are set. The next dimension is responsible for how we get all the churches and denominations that you're into. It's social, and I'm not talking about the computer networks of today's generation. It's time to flush after that lyrical defecation. Word up. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to offer you some liberation, no moksha from a state of samsara. Words coming faster than a red Ferrari. I'm sorry, I meant red Ferrari. That's something that might cause falsity of yourself and your body. And oddly enough, the Hindus view that as naughty. If you ever want a chance at free in your Atman, you'd best get in touch with the sacred Brahman, cause oneness of the universe is necessary. Strive for non-duality, keep netty in mind, and you might experience discovery like the Upanishads in 250 BC, when philosophy led to the Trimurti. Creation, preservation, and destruction. These are oftentimes represented by some gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and your boy Shiva. You'll learn all about them if you study the Vedas. In India, there was a strict caste system, and these castes effectively split them into Sudras, Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, and Brahmins. Only way to move up was to promise yourself to the oneness and accept the strife. That's how you make it through the forecast of life.
Then came along Buddhism. Siddhartha brought the new wisdom. Modern day Nepal is where he was from. A great conqueror, world redeemer he would become. His father tried to hide pain and suffering, but then the young prince began wondering, what's outside of his city wall? Is there anything beyond perfect Nepal? His dad prepared the city for Siddhartha to see. That's when Siddhartha saw the passing sight. He couldn't even sleep at night. The first sight was aging. It's an uncontrollable decay, no point in raging. Then the young prince saw sickness. Chana was the eyewitness. Corpse represented death, the ultimate suffering. Siddhartha hadn't even finished recovering. Then he saw the monk who comforted him, but that guy was unusually slim. He was an ascetic, you see. He dealt with suffering by going on a hunger spree. Siddhartha decided to join the Hindu yogi. This part was known as the Great Going Forth. It was Siddhartha's prophecy since birth. He left for an academic pursuit, even though it was not his father's preferred route. Mastering the Vedas was his first goal. It required meditation and self-control. And when he succeeded, shit got heated. He developed an ego. He was yet to discover that he was the same as a mosquito. Siddhartha began to practice Raja Yoga. He sat under a tree in his toga. Even then he failed to find enlightenment. Siddhartha had thought he had an entitlement. The answer is the middle path, of course. This idea came to him from an unlikely source. He sat under a tree until he was set free. This Bo tree it is known to be. That's when the Four Noble Truths came to him. Then things didn't look so grim. Life is filled with suffering, and it's desire that's causing the pain if you're wondering. Most importantly, follow the eightfold. It's a path that must be told.
Abraham, Moses, chillin' in Jerusalem. Ain't no Jesus till the common era end. People get enlightened throughout history, so what's the deal with Big J trying to save me? Jews are exclusive, reclusive, straight up chillin', not being obtrusive. But Jesus don't care about no education. He just want homies all across the nation. Christianity, baby, can't you see? Jesus and his homies are up in the Trinity. Protestant, Catholic, Catholic, Baptist, or Brethren. They be converting so people go to heaven and living the life that runs in nuns. Evil, despair, and sin they all shun. So why don't you seek forgiveness, my son? God is redemption for the shook ones. Jews don't roll with Jesus, son, they say. He ain't a Jew, son. He just a saved one. I'm out.
In 570 CE was born Muhammad, the seal of the prophets, the last one they called him, and caravans were how he earned his profits. He was born in the ruling class Quraysh, an orphan at 5. His uncle adopted him, he had the power to keep him alive. But when his revelation came at 6'10", the trouble